upon a time, a long, long time ago, there were no stories and everybody was really bored.
I'm so bored. Na-na-na-na-na-na, we have the stories.
And the Sky Gods did not want to share. So, the people of Earth had to think of ways to get the stories. They knew Anansi was the trickiest person around, so they said,
Please get the stories. Okay.
and off he went up to the Sky God to ask for the stories.
What do you want? Your stories.
This was the funniest thing the Sky Gods had ever heard, but they stopped.
Wait, you're serious.
So they thought of an impossible task, one that they would never have to give up their stories for.
You have to get me the leopard with the terrible teeth. Can't catch me! And the hornets that sting like fire. Can't catch me! And the fairy that no man sees. Can't catch me!
Well, instead of being intimidated, Anansi just said, okay,
Okay.
and went back to his spot to think. No one thought he'd succeed.
He'll never do it.
So he thought and he thought. But he figured it out. Everyone asked,
What is it? It's a secret.
and he whispered his plan.
Oh.
And off he went to see the leopards with the terrible teeth, who loves to play games. So he found them playing a game. He greeted them.
Hi, leopards. Hi. Still need to get the hornets that sting like fire.
Everyone gasped. And the hornet said,
Can't catch me! And you have to get the fairy that no man sees. Can't catch me!
and Nancy was not worried. Off he went back to his seat to think. And he thought and thought until
What is it? It's a secret.
and he whispered his plan.
Oh!
And down he went to where the hornets hang out. He grabbed a jug. He filled the jug with water and called for the hornets.
Hornets, where are you?
They greeted him. They said hi. He said yo. He told them,
I hear it's supposed to rain. Rain? My spear won't work. I don't like the rain. My wings will droop.
Suddenly, it did start raining, or so it seems, and now he poured water on the hornets.
It's raining, it's raining.
He told them where to go.
Get safe in there.
They thanked Anansi,
Ouch.
but he plumped the lid on the jug.
Ow.
They were not very happy. They buzzed and buzzed and buzzed, and begged to be let out. They said, let us out. But Anansi said no,
No.
and told them where he was taking them.
To the skyline.
And off he went.
I don't like the sky god.
When he got there, the Sky Gods were shocked, but not too concerned. Because Cordelia said,
But you still have to get the fairy with the
everyone gasped.
Can't catch me.
No, Nancy had a plan. He went back to his spot to think. First he thought. He figured it out.
What is it? It's a secret.
And he whispered his plans.
Oh.
Nancy went down to a tree where the fairies hang out, and he carved 2 giant wooden dolls. He covered the dolls in sticky gums, knowing that the fairies had a terrible temper. He then put tasty banana foo-foo in the hands of the dolls, knowing that the fairies with the terrible tempers also really liked banana foo-foo. He tied a string to the dolls and hid to wait for the fairies. He did not have to wait too long because along came the fairies, dancing, dancing, dancing. Because that's what fairies do.
That was a good party. Yeah, I'm hungry after all that dancing. Isn't there a fairy restaurant around here? I think so.
They turned around.
Look,
I noticed the banana foo-foo.
banana food is my favorite. No way, mine too.
And so, being polite fairies,
Can we please have some banana food?
Anansi made the dolls' heads nod. And the fairies went to town. They ate all the banana foo-foo. There was no more left for anybody else. When they were done, being polite fairies, they said,
Thank you for all the banana food.
but the dolls didn't answer.
I said thank you.
Dolls didn't answer. The fairies were furious.
If you don't answer me, I'll slap you.
But the dolls didn't answer. So the fairies wound up and
Smack!
they were stuck to the dolls. This made them even angrier.
If you don't say thank you, I'll slap you again.
Not learning their lesson, the fairies held up their hands and
Smack!
were stuck to the dolls completely. They wiggled and wiggled and tried to get away, yelling.
Where are you taking us?
Well, Anansi didn't come out yet, so they asked him. They said, let us go, let us go. And out came Anansi. Then they asked him,
Where are you taking us?
To the sky guard.
and off they went to the sky god, who couldn't believe it. Anansi had done the impossible. But they begged.
Please, can we keep one? Okay.
Anansi let them keep one and took all the stories back down to earth. He distributed them because everyone went back to their spots in earth.
Yeah.
The bees called for their other bees. She buzzed over. The fairy danced over to her spot. When everybody was back in their place, reading their stories, they all had one question.
What shall we call them? Spider stories.
And they all lived happily ever after. Let's have a round of applause.